So Lil Wayne also finally broke his silence and spoke on the halftime Snub. Let's check this out and see what he had to say about this whole situation, because a lot of people were speaking for him when he wasn't speaking himself. So we did not know exactly how he was feeling.
Now, Lil Wayne, we have been talking all week long about the Super Bowl and then back and forth about the fact that Lil Wayne was not picked for Super Bowl 2025 in New Orleans and that Kendrick Lamar was. But now we are actually hearing from Lil Wayne himself on how he felt. Let's take a listen.
First of all, I want to say forgive me for the delay. Just the delay, I want to say I had to get strength enough to do this without breaking. I want to say thank you to every voice, every opinion, all the care, all the love and the support out there. Your words turned into arms and it held me up when I try to fall back. That hurt a lot. I blame myself for not being mentally prepared for a letdown, for just automatically mentally putting myself in that position like somebody told me that was my position. But y'all are amazing. It made me feel like not getting this opportunity. You guys reminded me that I ain't without y'all. I feel like I let all of y'all down by not getting that opportunity. But I'm working on me and I'm working.
Absolutely not. There's no reason for him to feel let down or like he let anybody down. Like he did nothing wrong in this situation. Like he has every right to feel upset and hurt about what happened, because if anybody was going to headline, especially a hip hop headline in a city of like New Orleans, you would assume it would be Lil Wayne. Like, again, there's absolutely no reason. There's no fault in that. Like he would feel some type of way, or people feel some type of way about Lil Wayne not headlining, because it just makes sense. On paper, it makes absolute sense because he's one of the biggest artists who have ever done it. It's New Orleans, which he reps to the fullest. And like, if you're going to do a hip hop back, why not bring out a Lil Wayne who also has like this wide range of collaborators and catalog that he can pull out that can appeal to pretty much everybody out there. So it makes sense. Like, I understand why he's upset, and he has every reason to feel upset. But he has no reason to feel like he let people down, because he didn't. Like, he didn't do anything wrong in the situation. But it's just an unfortunate situation. So I don't think it's like, there's no reason for him not to feel the way he feels. Like, he has every right to feel upset, wronged, hurt. Because if I'm Lil Wayne and you come to my city and I've done what I've done in my career, and Jay-Z and you got people from the culture kind of picking the committee, I might begin to think and just assume that I'm a shoo-in for this as well.
You know what was interesting in that for me? To hear him say, I'm working on me and I'm working. Because there's been, and Lil Wayne is the GOAT of what he does, right? And he is very deserving of all of his career accolades thus far. But I think it seems like there's an inner conversation that he's having with himself about why he was not chosen. And there have been conversations online as this back and forth has been happening about times where, Wayne didn't show up for shows, or,
they feel like he didn't take it serious,
off of stages, right? Or, like we were expecting music and we didn't get it. And I think as an artist, you probably deal with a lot that we don't know about. Mm-hmm. And it seems like in real time he's dealing with that, but he's still disappointed. He wanted the Super Bowl. He felt entitled to the Super Bowl because it's in his city. So
yeah, that video made me feel bad, because we all know the feeling of wanting something and not getting it. Mm-hmm. But like you just said, Lauren, what I love about Wayne, he didn't blame anyone but himself. Right. He said it was his fault because he had an expectation. Nobody promised him that opportunity. That's something we all wanted to see. That's a narrative that we created. But that doesn't necessarily mean it was going to happen. And yeah, he said he's working on himself. He's putting a lot of blame on not getting it on him. And yeah, that's interesting, because of everything you just said. A lot of people online were saying it's Wayne's fault he didn't get it. So I don't know.
It made him human too, because when he said I had to take a minute to not, so I wouldn't break down when I got on camera. It's like artists, when you get to a certain magnitude, I feel like you're like larger than life. You're kind of like you're not real. Mm-hmm. And with Wayne, it's like I was wondering how he felt for a very long time. So to hear that he was like, that's so human to be like, man, I couldn't even talk about this for a couple of days without crying or whatever his breakdown was. So
and the artists be acting so cool. Like they don't care about those kind of things.
Yeah.
You care about those accolades.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing I will say about that, is that he did come off as very human, very grounded, and very relatable in that sense. Like, he didn't just kind of brush it off and play it off like it was no big deal. It was obviously a very big deal. Wayne is a big figure in sports. He loves sports. He's been on ESPN. He's been on Fox Sports. Like, they use him all the time. Like, he voices opinions very heavily about sports. And like, he's always been a fanatic when it comes to that sense. So for him to headline something like the Super Bowl would have been a dream come true, because like, he's so involved in the city and hip hop and the culture and in sports. And to get like this perfect meeting of minds and moments would have been phenomenal. It would have been a landmark moment. No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Exactly.
You care about those kind of accomplishments because there's no like, it's not like when you play sports and you get into a championship game and you win a ring.
Yeah.
Like those
Facts.
are the moments where you feel like you're getting a ring.
Yeah, the Super
Facts.
Bowls or the rings, the Grammy Awards.
Sadly, the Grammys, all of that stuff.
Those are the rings.
Yeah, those Lifetime Achievement Awards, all of that type of stuff.
And the good thing about it is, and I know a lot of people are upset currently still with Jay-Z because of the decision. The good thing is that Jay-Z is there and he understands what Wayne means to the culture because they have their history. And, you know, Super Bowl will come around again.
Right.
Not in New Orleans, though.
Not in New Orleans, right? But dang, rub it in, Charlotte.
Gotta come back to New
But
Orleans.
I'm saying,
Still not winning with a
not
B.
in New Orleans. That's why it means so much to Wayne.
I know, but still.
It was in
I
New
mean,
Orleans, what, like 7 years ago?
I'm trying to find a silver lining. You just nothing bright and positive ever, huh?
The Super Bowl halftime show is the Super Bowl halftime show.
Any city.
Any city. I just know it would mean a lot for him to do it in New Orleans, but any city.
He heard you the first time you said it.
I'm just saying.
He heard you. I promise.
There'll be more rappers at the Super Bowl halftime show as long as Rock Nation is involved.
For sure.
Boy, as soon as Rock Nation walk away, y'all getting the Beach Boys. Y'all getting new kids on the block as soon as Rock Nation walk
Maroon
away.
5.
And you know what? You Negroes gonna deserve it if y'all
Bon
keep it up.
Jovi. All
Keep
that
it up.
getting.
Keep it up. Rock Nation gonna moonwalk away, and y'all
Madonna.
gonna get Backstreet Boys.
Taylor Swift.
What? Why Nick just text me people in New Orleans don't F with Lil Wayne?
Who said that?
Nick, and I'm saying his name because why would you say that?
Everybody in
He has
New
no
Orleans
clue.
right now that's listening to us on
He has no clue.
Nick, I'm calling you out.
He has no clue.
is looking
He
at
said
y'all
he
like
had,
y'all crazy.
oh, his source is his friends, his group chat
please.
from New Orleans.
Y'all should-
come
if you
on,
think
man.
New Orleans don't rock with Lil Wayne,
Did
you
I
are
miss
on
something?
cocaine.
Because they was on there angry.
But then isn't he doing a festival? The Lil
what are
Wayne
y'all
Friends
talking
Festival
about? You
coming up
sound
shortly with
crazy.
everybody coming. Why'd you
Man,
ever say
please.
that?
Because it was
Sometimes-
crazy.
First
and
of all,
it was crazy.
first of all, Nick is white, and the fact that you repeating
Yeah, you gotta
sources
go
from white
through
people, you sound
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, you gotta
Whoever
go through
said that New Orleans don't mess with Lil Wayne is sniffing the finest of cocaine with fentanyl.
What if his friends is black though?
I don't-
They don't count because they got a white friend.
That's,
There you go.
That's just silly.
All
When-
right.
When he does Louisiana Fest, you're gonna see if New Orleans rock with Wayne. How about
I
that?
don't need to see it. I know they do.
Oh, okay.
Oh, all right. So Shannon.
All right, so that's like one point I also kind of wanted to touch on and talk about is that, like they mentioned, Wayne kind of alluded to it, that is also my fault a little bit, and I am working on myself and just working on being better, is that like a large criticism about Lil Wayne over the past few years, and especially like his more modern kind of iteration, is that when it comes to live music and live performances, he just ain't been it. He just has not been it. There's been a lot of complaints, a lot of people saying that he doesn't know the lyrics, that he shows up late, that he doesn't perform at the degree that you would expect him to perform, that he doesn't take it seriously, that like he sounds bad. Like, so there's been a lot of hate and criticism in terms of like his performances. Even before this whole Super Bowl fiasco and announcement, was that people have been saying that Lil Wayne nowadays is not a good performer. So that is something that has been a wide criticism and might be a part of the reason as to why he did not get this nod. And look,